בשמיים לא, בשמיים לא, בשמיים היא, לא בשמיים, כי קרוב לכם מאוד, כי קרוב לכם מאוד. So pretty. Great. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so I'm just going to take a few minutes and get myself together here.
Sounds good.
And totally great. I'm going to move this to the other side. Is that okay? Me too. We're going to have a great time. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Well, I think it's important to have like a balance. That's how it feels to me. So a lot of times when people feel like there's too much new music, it's because they aren't getting to hear the things that they really need all the time. So if you get enough of that, then maybe you feel more open to the other things. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And maybe that's it.
Yeah.
And when you say traditional music,
Yeah.
it's so funny because, my brain goes to exactly
Right.
what is traditional.
Right, exactly.
And how you change it.
It's hard to believe sometimes. Yeah. No, it's okay. Hey, thank you for this beautiful gift. I really appreciate it. Thanks. Oh my God.
Oh my God, in real life.
Yes.
Hopefully again.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay.
I said to her, who is she?
Where is she?
I said,
Where is she? I love it. Thank you. Dan, I think we're good. I'm just going to move my stuff, okay? Thank you. See, listen how I'm saved.
you look gorgeous.
I don't know. Do you want to do it at the end or first? I was thinking first, but we can do it at the end. It's a little sunny. What do you say, Fred?
Sorry?
Do you want to do Havdalah first or at the end?
I'd be glad to do it at the end. We'll have a better shot at dim.
Okay. Great.
If that doesn't throw you off,
No, not at all.
then sure. Yeah, you're in the zone.
You can put your sunglasses on. It's okay.
One day we're going to remember to get tinted glass, like the tinted covering. Right. And then just pass it down the line. Ay, ooh. That was loud. Behind?
Just stay within the speaker. Stay in the square with me. There you go.
Well, hiya, folks. Good to see you. Shabbat Shalom. This has been a beautiful weekend, a beautiful Shabbat. Elana and friends have been coming together, working with the cantor, and really lifting up a lot of spirit, a lot of energy, a lot of joy. And we were really super looking forward to this, just an easy kind of hanging out moment and just be together and do Jewish together and do something creative. And then I know lots of us have been checking out what's been happening in the news. Iran has launched drones. Israel has been intercepting them along with the United States, the United Kingdom, and even the Kingdom of Jordan. So as of now, there hasn't been anybody who has been wounded. I take that back. There is one child who has been wounded from shrapnel, a Bedouin child in the southern part of the country, close to Arad. So we were talking before, what do we do? You know, is this like too much for us? Or are we able to handle this again? You know, how are we going to be feeling about coming together for a concert? And we talked about it, and truth is, it's more than a concert, right? This isn't actually just a concert. What Elana does and what she's been doing with us this whole time is helping us to lift our voices and create a sense of connection and check in with our spirituality and our yearnings and our longings for a better tomorrow. And that seems like the perfect thing that we should be doing right now. I think the most significant thing we can do is to sing Jewish music in Boulder, Colorado, and hope and pray for peace, connect with friends and family there after Shabbat or later tonight. If you have friends who have friends or family or loved ones in Israel, check in with them, see how they are doing, what are they feeling, do they need to listen? And we get to sing together and support one another and be present. That is a big part of our conversation in this space. And it's not so easy, and it's really easy to be tired of it. So it's also okay to take a breath, but then we have to find out what way do we take care of one another, because that's what a community of belonging is supposed to do. So I wish you strength. We're grateful that you're here, not for a concert, but that we get to have a little bit of lift up our voices together and to do it as a Jewish community. And that, for me, is extraordinary and gives me great comfort, and I hope it will for you too.
How good it is How sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov, u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov, u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine ma tov, u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. We sing shalom aleichem, shalom aleichem, salam aleikum, shalom aleichem, salam aleikum, shalom aleichem, salam aleikum, shalom aleichem, salam aleikum. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov, u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. You can clap. It's okay to clap in here today, right now. I've gotten confirmation from many clergy over the years that in this setting, in this particular kind of a thing, it's okay to clap for ourselves as we sing together and fill this space so beautifully. Gosh, we've gotten so good as a people at pivoting, haven't we? Rabbi Green said, we thought we'll have such a nice, easy time and we'll relax. And I have to be honest that I don't ever think that. I'm ready for something to happen. I'm happy to have this opportunity to sing together. I think these kind of crisis points in our lives, whether as a people or in our personal lives, offer us an opportunity to clarify the things that are important to us, to return to the sort of essential things, because there's a lot to get caught up in this kind of a conflict, and a lot to get distracted by, and we are very clear as a Jewish people in the sanctity of life, in the continuity of people, in the value of every human being, and it helps, I think, sometimes for me to reframe this as a way to return to that, to return to what's essential to each of us. We'll sing this setting together. You'll hear the Hebrew in the middle is a text that we kind of associate with primarily with the high holiday season. Hashivenu Adonai, return us and return us to ourselves. We also sing it when we put the Torah away. Just a regular reminder that we have the possibility to reset the way that we think and the way that we act and the way that we move through this world, as difficult as it can be. return. We return. Together, we return, return again. We return. We return. Together, we return, again and again, again and again, to love, to love. Beautiful. Many of you how many of you were with us for lunch today? Can you show me? Beautiful. Thank you. Welcome back. I spoke a little bit this afternoon about our teacher of blessed memory, Debbie Friedman, and her sort of hand in putting me in this work that I'm in now. And I want to just take a minute to tell you a little bit of the backstory, because many of you have asked me, because it's a weird job that I have. So a lot of people are like, so how did this happen? What are you doing? Which my job is basically to
to come like I am this weekend to Har HaShem and have like a beautiful, connected, deep community experience, and we have worship together and teach and learn and do a concert, be with the kids, and it's great. And then I just disappear off into the distance. And next week I'll be with the Jews of Memphis, and we'll do the same thing there. Not the same thing, but the same process. So the short answer is, my parents raised me in this very Jewishly musical household. My mom is a professor at Hebrew Union College in New York City, the Reformed Seminary in the Cantorial School. She taught your cantor. She and many others, all generations of cantors forever, and her specialty is in what she calls empowering the congregational voice, which is essentially sort of how to help people to want to sing together, and not in the I can't hear you kind of way, but in the, from a deep place. My dad is a retired Reform rabbi who started the Foundation for Jewish Camp and was the director of NIFTY and the head of Young Judea. He was a youth-focused, non-pulpit rabbi. And so I was raised, with a lot of Jewish music, and a lot of, both my parents were camp song leaders, and I was lovingly a fac brat is what we were called at Kutz Camp, which is where I met Rabbi Green so many years ago, before he was Rabbi Green, and I was much smaller. And you were also much smaller, but we all were much smaller. And I used to, fall asleep in my pajamas on the table of the dining room while they're all having the crazy song sessions. And, just sort of by osmosis, the way that I felt connected to being Jewish was through Jewish music. But I was kind of a serious classical musician. I play the violin and some other stuff. And that was the path that I was choosing, and I was very, dedicated to that. And I always played guitar and sang and stuff, but that was kind of the family thing. And so I went to school, and after college I moved to New York City, and I was doing like secular folk music, girl with guitar stuff. I kind of felt it was important to me to be kind of carving a slightly different path than the rest of my family. And I see people nodding. It's like a family business kind of thing, right? There's usually one who tries to get away. I'm the one. Can you believe this situation? I was playing in these, like, the kind of grossest clubs in New York where you play your first gigs in New York. Like, you don't want to go there ever, but that's where they hire you at the beginning. And Debbie, because she was a friend of my parents, very close with my mom in particular, used to schlep down from the Upper West Side, and she'd come and hear me play in these, like, awful places that, my set at 3 p.m. or whatever. And she always was, so sweet, and she'd say something nice, compliment sandwich kind of situation, and then she'd say, Elana, when are you going to write something for the Jews? You know what I mean? And I was kind of like, oh, thank you, Debbie, that's so sweet. Like, I'm definitely never doing that, but that's a nice thing, And like for my whole life from then, I was in my early 20s then, that was just kind of a recurring thing. And when the venues got nicer and it was more like theaters and it was in other places, she'd do the same thing. She'd come and she'd sit through the show and she'd say something great, and how about throwing a bone to the Jews, that kind of thing. And I just say, oh, that's really nice. Like, no, I'm definitely not interested in that, but that's nice. And so time went on, and my oldest daughter, Maya, is 11, so she was a little baby, and I don't know, those of you who have kids, do you remember what you felt like right after you became a parent? It's like really, everyone's like stunned just thinking about it. It's pretty crazy. We had a conversation about it at lunch today. That wasn't the teaching, it was a side conversation, but just about how life-altering in so many unexpected ways that can be. And I found myself in that time as a new parent really struggling. I mean, I was in love with my little baby, and she was perfect, and I was really so happy to have her, but also I didn't really recognize myself. I didn't know how to like do the things that made me feel like me, like, and when are you supposed to take a shower anyway, I just felt really unmoored and really unsettled. And I remember I was changing Maya and kind of singing to her to keep her calm, like you do, and as I'm singing, I'm like, oh, this is like a melody I'm making up. It's like a nice melody, you know, which like all of us do that. You don't have to be a composer to do that. You're humming and whatever. And then I'm realizing, oh, it has words, and the words that come out are a Hebrew prayer, which is weird because like I don't write that kind of music, and I never will, ever. The words that came out were Yehiyu liratzon imrei fi vehegyon libi lefanecha. May the things that are in my mind and my heart be acceptable. May they be okay. And even to this day, now that I've been doing this work for so long, I've never had an experience like that. That's just not the way that I connect with my concept of divinity, like just spontaneous individual prayer. Like this is how I connect with God, is to be in a room singing with people. And it was very striking and very different. And truly from that day, that was the first piece of Jewish music that I wrote, and my whole life took a different trajectory after that, just feeling so much more connected to my purpose and all this. And I never got to share this with Debbie. She died 2 years before my daughter was born. So I like to tell that story just first of all because I'm indebted to Debbie for, you know, being such a nudge and telling me all the time that I saw her and knowing this thing about me that I really didn't want to see. And also just to suggest that, you know, we each have the capacity to be that person for the people that we encounter, and that there's other people in here that are that for us. I'd love to sing that together. It was the first piece of Jewish music that I wrote by accident and against my will. Yehiyu liratzon imrei fi, vehegyon libi lefanecha, Adonai tzuri vegoali. Yehiyu liratzon imrei fi, vehegyon libi lefanecha, Adonai tzuri vegoali, Adonai tzuri vegoali. After me, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart together be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Yehiyu liratzon imrei fi, vehegyon libi lefanecha, Adonai tzuri vegoali, Adonai tzuri vegoali. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be Adonai tzuri ve'go'ali. Adonai tzuri ve'go'ali. Thank you. Thank you. One of the things that happened for me during the years of the pandemic is because my job is to sing in close proximity with large groups of people and fly on airplanes to do that, I wasn't obviously doing my regular job for a little while. And the Jewish community being what it is, and having an awareness of the handful of us that do this as our jobs, kind of losing all of our work in 1 second, I began to get commissioned compositions from communities around the country, places that I would have visited, but that I couldn't visit. And so, you know, in honor of some important anniversary at their congregation, or in honor of a beloved lay leader or a rabbi or a cantor. And I had never done that before as a composer. I never worked with commissions, and it's a very different thing. It's not like do what moves you. It's like an assignment with some specific parameters. And at first I was pretty scared to say yes to it because I wasn't positive that I could do it. But it turns out that I kind of like that. It's like a nice, for those of you who write any kind of anything, it's nice sometimes to have some constraints, you know, to keep you moving. And so it's been a wonderful part of my work that's continued now these years. So I'd love to share with you a piece that was commissioned by a wonderful community in Rochester, New York. Temple Breathe Kodesh, they were celebrating 175 years. Can you believe that? There were Jews in Rochester 175 years. So the way that those tend to work when it's, you know, an anniversary like that they know is coming is the rabbi reached out to me about a year in advance and said, we have this thing and we'd love to premiere it on this date, which is the date of our big celebration. And I was already going to be with a different community on that day, so I wasn't going to be able to present it myself. I taught it to the cantor, and the cantor was going to present it. And so I worked on it for a while, and it was due, the service was the 13th, and it was due on the 6th, October 6th. And the assignment was kind of general on the theme of community and continuity, something about this incredible chain of continuity of this community and sort of what does it mean to be part of this. I love this phrase that Rabbi Green's been using, this community of belonging. And so as I often do, I talk to my, you know, rabbinic and cantorial colleagues and ask them for something, you know, some text or something that maybe I don't know about. And I was pointed in the direction of these words from the Talmud, Kol Yisrael Aravim Zeh Bezeh, which can be translated a million ways. If you've ever looked at a page of Talmud, a lot of people are saying a lot of different stuff. That's what happens on a page of Talmud, different kinds of ideas. So you could say, Kol Yisrael Aravim Zeh Bezeh, all of Israel is responsible one for the next, each other. All of Israel, the people, Am Yisrael, are responsible for one another. All of us are responsible for one another, and on and on. You can change it slightly. But the idea of this sort of interconnectedness and this sort of needing one another to go on is the heart of it. So I worked on it, and I handed it in. It was due on October 6th. I handed it in, and I got a wonderful, you know, response from the clergy, and they were so happy with it, and they didn't want me to change anything, and I was relieved. And then I taught it to the cantor, and then the next day was October 7th. And as we have all experienced, and we're experiencing right now in this moment, how things can change so dramatically in a moment. So the things that you thought before, or that you said before or wrote before, they don't really mean the same things, you know? And I spoke to the rabbi, and just to say, like, you don't have to, you know, do whatever is good for your community. We can do this another time. I can just keep this piece for myself, and I'll write you something else, whatever. And he thought about it, and he said, you know, I think that this message, Kol Yisrael Aravim Zeh Bezeh, that we're each responsible, one for the next, is a good message even in this completely opposite reality from the way that you wrote it. So I'd love to sing it together. Here we finding ourselves in a new chapter of this incredibly difficult reality with, I know, so many people in the room with loved ones and family in Israel. You'll hear that phrase, Kol Yisrael Arvim Ze Bezeh, and there's a little nigun, a little wordless melody that I'd love to teach you. It goes like this. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Try that. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Starts the same way the second half. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Like this, ya la 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 la. Try that ending. Ya la 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 la. Beautiful. Let's do the whole thing. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. La 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 la. Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh B'zeh. We are traveling the same path together. Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh B'zeh. We are walking each other back home. Ya la la la. We're walking each other back home. We are walking each other back home. Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh B'zeh. We are part of this holy community. Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh B'zeh. We are better together as one. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la. We're better together as one. We are better together as one. Ledor v'hedor. We are links in a chain of tradition. Ledor v'hedor. We are the ones carrying forward their vision. Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh B'zeh. We are reaching beyond our own circle. Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh B'zeh. We are healing the cracks in our world. La 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la. We're healing the cracks in our world. We are healing the cracks, and we're better together as one. We are better together as we're walking each other back home. We are walking each other back home. Thank you. Thank you. We'll ask for comfort together with words from the prophet Isaiah. Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami. Comfort you, my people. When I looked at this text for the first time, before I wrote this piece, it's one of those examples. There's all these funny examples on the internet, like where when you move a comma or take a comma away, like the meaning completely changes. You know what I'm talking about? Punctuation-based comedy is what I'm talking about. Anyway, yes, It's really my niche, actually. No, I'm just kidding. This is one of those times, the words Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami, Yomar Elohechem. So it's like, comfort you, my people. And there's a lot of teaching and writing and thinking about who is doing the comforting, right? Is like, are we asking God to comfort us? Is God asking for comfort from us? Is God asking us to comfort each other, the people? We know that wherever you put the punctuation, the essential message is that it's our responsibility to provide that comfort to one another, to ourselves, in our relationship to the world around us. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle. Comfort us as we struggle to take care of one another. Comfort us in our wilderness as we struggle with this world. Comfort us as we struggle with this world. In our wilderness, comfort us as we struggle. Comfort us as we struggle to take care of one another. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle with this world. Amen. I'm just going to stand here and drink water for a second because I'm starting to feel a little parched. The first couple times I went to altitude to sing, I didn't really understand. You know, I think some of you who come from other places, I didn't really believe anything that anyone was telling me at all. And I live truly at sea level. And I just flew to Aspen, 10,000 feet in the air to sing that day. And I just remember breathing in to sing and feeling like I was giving every ounce of power in my body. And it was nothing coming out. It was so crazy. Anyway, so I still did come the same day that I that I started singing yesterday, but I really have been doing the pre-hydrating, and I've got my 2 beverages here, and I'm feeling very proud of myself that I haven't gotten, but yeah, I started to feel a little tickle. Yeah, I had a lot of, a big chip on my shoulder before about all that. It's legit. I mean, sports teams come to train up here, right? Because they want to get, that's what I need to do is come and sing scales outside. I was telling Rabbi Green this last summer, I was on faculty for a Wexner Institute, and they're always in Aspen. And I've done that a few times, so I've been at that height. And then that last summer, they added a program that I was leading where we went on the gondola up to the top of Aspen Mountain. And then it was like, and then you'll do a blah, blah, blah. And I was like, me? I'm going to do a blah, blah, blah? It's another, we're up to 12,000 feet or something. Anyway, I'm alive. It's fine. Everything's fine. I would love to invite my friend and your beloved cantor, Avery, to come and join me for this next piece. This was actually the first commission, like I was telling you about, that came through during the pandemic. It was April of 2020, and as I've mentioned, I teach at Hebrew Union College, and normally they have their ordination ceremony in May. It's a big, incredible, magnificent, grand ceremony. It's in Temple Emmanuel in New York. It's a cathedral, and everyone wears robes, and they go to the Ark, and the president of the college lays hands and gives a blessing, and it's 5 years of study. It's a big culmination. And I got a call from the dean in April of 2020, which was before we all got used to doing all these ceremonies and things. He said, I think we have to do something on the computer. I don't know how we do this, but I thought it would be nice, maybe you could write something for the students, because they're going to be sitting at home in their living rooms, and not having the experience. And it was kind of new territory. And he told me to write, your piece is gonna come right before a big sort of teaching of Torah from the provost or something. So it should have to do with Torah, he told me. Okay? And like the music that I associate with the Torah service is not my vibe, like Lecha Adonai HaKadosh, right? So I was kind of not, and I'm going to be in my dining room with my guitar with the kids. So I was just I didn't know what to do, and I was and it was my first time getting commissioned, so had a lot of, and I really wanted to knock it out of the park because it was for the ordination. Anyway, my friend Rabbi Ari Lorge, who's a wonderful rabbi in New York, pointed me towards this text from Deuteronomy. It's talking about all the wisdom and knowledge and mitzvot that we're supposed to learn from our tradition. And it says, Lo vashamayim hi. It's not far away up in the heavens. Lo vashamayim hi. Ki karov lahem me'od. It's very close to you. And I liked that. I felt like this is good for this situation, right? These students have just been working hard for a long time with their eyes on this thing. And it's kind of what's the point? They all were interviewing for jobs and pulpits. They never got to meet anybody. I mean, it was just a very, like it was for everybody. Anyway, I like this text. I like what it was saying. And so I'd love to share, we're going to share this together. This piece, Lo vashamayim hi, it's not in the heavens. It goes on, it says it's very close to you. It's in your mouth. It's in your heart. That's the way that the text goes. And it's a very poignant memory for me. It was the first time, I did this, 100 times later, but it was the first time that I was sitting at my dining room table in Brooklyn. And instead of being in the cathedral, the students were right there, in the boxes. And we're all crying, and I'm trying to sing, And then last year, those students who did their Zoom ordination had a real ceremony in Temple Emmanuel, and I got to sing it for them in person. And it was beautiful, and it's a reminder for me of the sort of strangeness of that time. Lo vashamayim hi. It's not in the heavens. Lo vashamayim, lo vashamayim, lo vashamayim hi. Lo vashamayim. כי קרוב לכם מאוד. לא בשמיים, לא בשמיים, לא בשמיים היא.
In the time of our asking questions beyond words, in the time of our healing, singing songs that won't be heard, it is not beyond the sea, it is not a world apart, it is in your mouth, it is in your heart. Lo vashamayim, lo vashamayim, lo vashamayim hi, lo vashamayim ki karov lachem meod. Lo vashamayim, lo vashamayim, lo vashamayim hi, lo vashamayim ki karov lachem meod.
In a time of thanksgiving, where blessings flow like rain, in the time of our healing, in a time where hope remains, it is not beyond the sea, it is not a world apart, it is in your mouth, it is in your heart.
Lo vashamayim, lo vashamayim, lo vashamayim hi, lo vashamayim ki karov lachem meod. Lo vashamayim, lo vashamayim, lo vashamayim hi, lo vashamayim ki karov lachem meod, ki karov lachem meod.
I think we'll sing for peace for a little bit. Those of you who were with me this morning, we already did a little bit of singing for peace, but it's what we do, right? And I do kind of, I think when I really sort of dig a little bit, I do kind of believe in the way that we believe in like the healing prayer, the idea that if we're sort of sending out a wish and an intention and a hope for healing, that in some way that it has some impact. I don't mean like in a magical thinking kind of way, but in the way that it kind of transforms our sense of possibility that something might change. And I do believe in the same thing, I think, with singing words of Oseh Shalom, that, I like to think in this moment that there are just hundreds of thousands of people all over the world who are doing this. And it's kind of like how I was thinking about that during the eclipse when everybody went outside with their glasses, It's so rare for us now in this time to be all sort of focused on the same thing and doing the same thing for a moment. And there's power to that. My dad sometimes talks about when there were 3 channels on the TV, And that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, you definitely saw the Johnny Carson show last night, you know what I mean? And so we had that kind of cultural thing that we all experienced the same thing. And there is something funny about that, but it's also something deep that we're missing in our culture now, because there's just so much individualized experiences for us, curated things and our own little special things made just for us. when we do something collective like this, like put our intentions towards peace, we can feel that our sense of the possible and the hopeful could send a ripple out, and maybe it could pick up a couple of waves from a couple of other places and maybe have an impact. So we could do this for 7 hours. We won't. We'll just do it for a few minutes. But let's see what we could do. Oh, say shalom, bimromav, yeah. Uya say shalom, aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael ve'imeru.
יושבי תבל בהירו אמן עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל והירו אמן יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל והירו אמן יאללה לה יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה יאללה לה 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 יא la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
Yeah, seriously. Start to get that low oxygen feeling, that special feeling. I do. Right now, this is regular, so I can really go for it, but pre-pandemic. Just bringing my heart rate down for a second. I think we'll sing one more piece together, and then we'll close with Havdalah. And what will that piece be is the question that I'm thinking about right now. Let's end with a blessing, I think. We sang this together to end the service on Friday night. This was a commission for a beloved cantor ending her career 42 years in one congregation. And I hadn't met her when I was asked to write this piece for her, and so I was doing a little research in the Jewish geography realm and just asking friends, do you know Cantor Sarah Sager? And it was one of those things where everyone said, oh, Sarah Sager. I mean, it was unanimous gushing from every person. I thought, this is a special person. And they wanted some kind of blessing for her in her leaving her position. And then last year, and so it was during COVID. They were supposed to have this big celebration. It was changed, obviously. I made a video for her singing this song. And then last year, I was in her congregations in Cleveland, and I was in Cleveland doing a weekend, and she was there. So we got to sing it together, and it was so beautiful. I said, I've been singing your song all around the country. She said, I've been singing it in Cleveland. And we had a great time. So I like to close this time together. A blessing for the going. Tfilat Haderech means, blessing for the way, the path. We all should be protected and kept safe. We can send these blessings to our beloved family in Israel. And that we should all be able to have that sense of security and wholeness. And we'll move into Havdalah after this. I just want to thank so very much Cantor Avery for having me, Rabbi Green, Holly by extension. It's so great to be back with you. Let's give a hand very much, please, to the wonderful sound technician at the back here, David. Thank you. We've been hanging out all weekend, haven't we? Right? He's been working hard and helping to make things sound great. And just thank all of you. I know there's a lot of other places that you could be, and I know you've got to be a lot of places, and it felt great to sing together. I always feel better when I sing with people. So if you weren't here Friday, the words are Amen, like a lot, and then Ve'imru Amen. Amen, 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 ve'imru amen, 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 wrap us in perfect peace. Guide our steps steadily forward as we go on our way. Bless us with compassion as we walk new paths ahead. Bless us with strength for the journey, and we say Amen. Amen, 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 ve'imru amen. May we be protected. May we feel held and free. May we have patience and wisdom as we go on our way. Bless us with the knowing that we are never alone. Bless us with love for the journey, and we say Amen. Amen, 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 ve'imru amen, amen, Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for the thank yous. And we just want to thank you for bringing just so much joy, healing, singing, and so much light to us this weekend. It's so desperately needed. Thank you so much.
The stay-at-home orders have been lifted. So whatever episode has started is ended.
Great.
I'm going to take this opportunity to teach you something new. Don't tell anyone. Here's a melody we'll learn together. Ya la 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 la. Try that. Ya la 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 la. A little higher. Ya la la start the concert with Havdalah, and I don't know if the people can sing or learn music yet, but I know that you can sing and learn music now. So we'll do this together. Ya la 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 la. A little higher. Ya la 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 la. Even higher. Ya la la ya la la la. Ya la 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 la. The second part says Shavua Tov like this. Shavua, Shavua Tov. Shavua, Shavua Tov. We start the same way. Shavua, Shavua Tov. You're very smart. Shavua Tov. Shavua, Shavua Tov. Shavua, Shavua Tov. You remember how the other part goes? It's like ya la 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 la. Ready? Here we go. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Shavua, Shavua Tov. Shavua, Shavua Tov. Shavua Tov. Shavua, Shavua Tov. bless the separation, literally what is happening? Do we have a friend? We have a cricket friend with us here? I stopped as soon as I called him out. He feels so embarrassed. Before we bless the separation, this is our last moment of Shabbat right now. So we'll just dwell here for a moment. One of the brilliant things about Judaism is we don't just let time run one thing into the next. We're really into marking time, right? So we have blessings for the morning and blessings for the evening and liturgy that changes if it's the winter or the summer. And we have Shabbat, of course, and then we have this beautiful ritual that helps us to know that we're starting fresh again. So I'll invite you right now to just call to mind something from this past week that you would like to just leave in this past week. We don't need to bring it with us. We're going to put it down. And I'll invite you now to call to mind some moment of warmth or joy or goodness from this past week or from this Shabbat. Some nice conversation with a loved one, being outside in the sunshine. And we'll bring that intention with us into this next new week as we bless the separation between this time of Shabbat and the beginning of our regular time. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haor hamavdil ben kodesh lechol hamavdil ben kodesh lechol hamavdil ben kodesh lechol hamavdil ben kodesh kodesh lechol hamavdil ben kodesh lechol. This is a tricky melody we learned before, but now I've added Hebrew. Don't be stressed. I'm gonna help you. Hamavdil ben kodesh. Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol. Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol. Shavua Tov. May it be a sweet week. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you again to everyone for being here. Dan, thank you to our staff. Thank you. Elana, just thank you so much. So much beauty. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great night.